Shalom, 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 shalom. Where's your brother?
Shalom, shalom.
Hold on 1 second, Soup. 1 second, Soup.
Uh-oh.
Shalom, shalom. Welcome to Taking a Deeper Look. Need to find one that's a little longer than that. That's not long enough. All right, Soup. Go ahead, Soup.
I know, I'm just saying shalom, bro. I feel you on that.
Indeed, indeed. What's
Hi there,
popping? What's cracking out there?
hi there, family. How are you doing?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Ooh, man.
Shalom, fam. Shalom.
Yo,
Welcome to again taking a deeper look. Please hit that like button, please.
please do.
We would appreciate it. Please hit that like button.
Mhm.
If we could be heard, please put a one in the chat. If we could be
Put
heard
that
nice and
one.
clear, distinct, and precise, please put a one in the chat.
Mhm.
Put a one in the chat, please. If we could be heard. If we could be heard nice and clear, please put a one in the chat. All right, there we go.
Did I see a one?
Sister Mary from the west side. All praises.
Yeah, it's still
Thank the
sunny.
Most High for
Maybe.
um, getting through this week, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank the Most High for allowing us to get through the week.
All
Looking
praise.
forward to the
All right.
weekend. How are my brothers today?
I'm
How?
I'm I'm chilling. I got some things. I got a question I gotta ask y'all, brother. My brothers, based on some of our interactions this week before we get
Mm-hmm.
to today's topic. But other than
Absolutely.
that, I'm chilling, trying, still maintaining, trying to stay encouraged in the situation, but yeah, at the same time, trying to focus on the work. So all praises.
All praises. All praises. Sukkah bin Maccabees, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, Mo. I'm doing great, Ben Yah.
My
All is
man.
well.
All praises.
All is well. Long week, training all week. Just, man. But all
All praises.
praises.
And we definitely praying for that Florida situation too. So
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
definitely praying.
Woo, man. The Negroes trying to follow me.
To the fam in the chat, we appreciate you guys for coming to taking a deeper look
Hmm.
here at Chases of the Way. I think we have a very interesting conversation to be had tonight. Um, I would say this before we get started: do not get triggered,
Yeah.
because if the Most High be your power, the Most High be your shelter, if the Most High is your tabernacle, we have nothing to worry about.
Con.
But we do have some very interesting things we want to discuss tonight, and have a few videos that I want to show. Um, and I have some thoughts. And we have not looked at these videos together.
Mhm.
There's one that I actually looked at, but I have maybe three that I have not looked at. I want to have a first reaction with everyone. Me and my brothers, we have not discussed other than the topic itself. So everything would be organic. We'll be looking and talking for the first time with you all. So again, I look forward to what we have in store. You said you had a question, Binya.
Yeah, because I know we trip about the prosperity doctrine still up,
Yes.
running rampant still today.
Wow.
Still
Seems
today.
even worse than what it was when we were in Christianity.
Man.
Yeah, it's getting a lot pretty much ridiculous now. I can't believe some of the scripture twisting that's going on. But
Hmm.
this is my question to my brothers. I'm trying to find the rationale behind it. And my question is, because this is how I used to think, and I know that this scripture was put to us a few times, and maybe you all have some understanding on that as to why this is still such an effective false doctrine. But the Shunammite woman, when the prophet came to the house, and she said, "I'm about to make well, I don't know if it's a shooting or not. I might be mixing up stories, but she said, I'm just gonna make a cake for me and my son and die. We're gonna die because the famine was that bad." And the prophet said, "Make a cake for me first." And part of me wonder, is that why people feel led to give they rent money, they bill money, or these outrageous God told me to a seed offering for this and seed offering for that. Also, I remember our other big brother, the other big homie that used to be with Gerald, the Twin Towers. Big Hemp used to always say, he stood on if you uh, give a glass of water in the name of a prophet, you reap a prophet's reward. And so I wonder if those, when you look at a couple of those scriptures, is that why people are so susceptible to the prosperity doctrine?
Ooh-wee.
I will withhold my opinion because the lesson on tomorrow is going to be kind of in that vein, the blind leading the blind. So
Listen, family. When I say we don't talk all like that about, I know I was on your grass, bro. We don't talk all like that all the time.
Man, I
We
tell my
talk, but not
opinion
like
is
that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, no, it's all good. Like my opinion is this is something that come out the 70s.
Yeah,
This birth through that faith movement,
yeah.
which eventually went to the prosperity doctrine. You know, like what was that dude say? You got to buy protection from the Most High. Like what?
Yeah. Oh my God! When I saw
But
fire
I'm looking.
protect,
But you have to understand, a lot of these dudes study this stuff, man. You have to understand, a lot of these dudes. This is an
it's
art for
actually,
them.
I'm about to say, actually, it's witchcraft
Yeah, facts, facts. I agree.
with
Because
the
you
music, the
man,
music. Yeah. Go ahead,
yeah.
sir. Go ahead.
No, no, you
Hmm.
good, Mo. You good. It's
Hmm.
just because people are in such a dire need. There,
to my
people are. Come on, we have been
to the,
got before.
to the point of my bringing up the Shunammite. Or was it the Shunammite woman, or just the the
Hmm.
woman that the woman that Elijah? I think it was Elisha. The
That's the
Elijah.
Shunammite woman. That's the Shunammite woman.
Yeah. When he said, "Make a cake for me first," she was gonna make a
Hmm.
cake for her and her son and die, but the prophet said, "Make a cake for me first." And we know the rest is history. Her oils ran over. She was able to be sustained. She actually ended up starting a business by giving to the prophet first. And so I wonder, we understand to the point that you guys brought up is witchcraft, but I wonder if the mindset of the people that are falling for the witchcraft is it based on that that instance.
Well, they going back to what Suka said. It's a science. They know how to take scripture and twist it,
Mm.
which is called wickedness. That's the Hebrew understanding for wickedness,
Yes,
is
sir.
Con,
twisting the truth. So they know how to twist the truth and remove context. I mean, they remove everything
Yeah.
and then they apply to themselves. So
see,
yeah, I don't want to say. I'm gonna be quiet because I'm gonna kind of
yeah.
catch
You
this.
be quiet, man. You be
Yeah,
quiet.
I'm gonna be
Hold
quiet.
your mute.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
stop
hold my
crying.
mute.
I'm gonna stop
No,
crying. 'Cause, yeah, yeah, we
no. I'm
could.
gonna
No,
say
because
this, and I'm done.
it's a real thing. It's a
Yeah,
real
it
thing.
is.
It is. It is. It's
That's
been going
why.
on for decades, man.
Right, and it's still
And our
happening.
people, exactly, our people perish for lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
The scripture tell you the scripture tell you in the so-called New Testament that it says don't give out of your necessity.
Mm.
The word tells you don't give out of your necessity. Now, I say this on the lines because I saw this personally, but I don't condone it. I had a friend of mine. We were sitting, good friend of mine. I could put him on the phone. He'll tell you the whole story. And I'm not saying this to justify nothing, but I've seen one of my first pastors told him, said, "Man, give that money." And he gave that money. Somebody actually came and knocked on his door and brought him more than what he gave out
Mm.
of the blue. The lady didn't even know him.
Mm.
That's something I witnessed. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that as a doctrine because my thing is you guys claim to be prophets, but I don't believe you're not prophets because you're
Mm-hmm.
nothing like what the Old Testament, the Tanakh, the Torah, and the prophets are. Your lifestyle doesn't match that, so you can't command that. I believe.
Mm.
it's nothing you can command, and you don't have a purpose in what you're doing but to make yourself rich.
Mm-hmm.
To solidify, yeah, exactly, to keep it in you. You're using
Mm-hmm.
our ancient text for your gain.
Mm-hmm. Key thing you said is their lifestyle don't match. Like to your point, I don't recall the Shunammite woman going and looking for the prophet. The,
Man, the
the,
last prophet I seen was my mama.
yeah, and she wasn't very popular.
No, not at all.
Yeah, like the real prophets, the true like when Samuel came to the land, Deuce was like, "Yo, is it well?"
He came before time and it scared him.
Yeah, yeah. Deuce was nervous. So like when you see like the true prophets come, when true prophets show up, people don't be flocking to see them. They be
No,
nervous.
ain't no
But
house. We
these,
ain't got no houses here. We got to repent.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, the Shunammite woman wasn't looking for Elijah. So to your point, the lifestyle of like an Elijah, Elisha, Isaiah, the true prophets, that they're matched. So you could take what they said to the bank, basically.
Exactly.
Pun not intended, but yeah.
Exactly, man.
Hmm. I was just
Yeah.
curious. I wanted to get your thoughts. I guess we'll get more into tomorrow from I know that you was touching on that, bro, but now that you kind of
Yeah.
went at it, I look forward to hearing
It's
it.
yeah, it wasn't it's not based on what we've been looking at, but it's based on what we were looking at, if that makes sense.
I know exactly where you're going.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so
because
but
we
yeah,
looking.
all praise to the most high. Again, we appreciate you all
Mhm.
coming to taking a deeper look.
Yes,
So
sir.
we're going to be talking about artificial intelligence.
Mhm.
If somebody can do me a favor and before we get started, can someone pull up the definition of artificial intelligence?
Got you. Give me a sec. Give me 1 sec. Definition.
Artificial
Uh,
intelligence.
artificial, not articulate, but artificial intelligence. All right. Let's see. That's Wix.com. Hmm. Let me see if they give me a definition on this. It's not pulling up like let me see.
Can you pull up the definition to artificial and then secondarily
Intelligence.
look at intelligence?
Let me see. Take that out. Artificial. Search. Oh yeah, now it pops right up. Artificial means something made by human skill or labor, not occurring naturally, or a simulation of a natural object. Keep going.
Hmm. Hmm. Read that again.
Yes, sir. Artificial means something made by human skill or labor, not occurring naturally, or a simulation of a natural object.
And then look up intelligence.
Yes, sir.
Very interesting.
Intelligence.
I have some theories that I'll address tonight just for those of you, and as they say, I'm dating my age. For those of you that remember the Arsenio Hall show, he had a little thing that he would say, something to make you go,
Hmm.
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 So I have a couple hmm that I'm gonna put out there. Something that in your spare time you can go back and look at when you
And
have that intelligence. Go ahead and read that definition.
this is very interesting. Intelligence is the ability to learn, understand, and apply knowledge to adapt to new situations, solve problems, and reason logically. That's crazy.
Read that again.
Yes, sir. Intelligence is the ability to learn, understand, and apply knowledge to adapt to new situations, solve problems, and reason logically. Mm.
So man has made artif- artificial
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man has made something that can learn.
Mm. Mm.
Walk with me tonight, my brothers. I have a theory. So man has made something that can learn to understand and has supposedly all the answers. Artificial mean is made by man.
Mhm.
All praises to the King. Let me share my screen very quickly before we get to the video. I'm going to show a Bible verse. This is Romans chapter 1. This is verse 30.
Worship the preacher morning.
Hopefully let me see if I can blow my screen up a little bit. All right, let me scroll down some. Hopefully that could be seen.
Looks good on my end.
All praise to the people should be able to see it as well. If you guys can see this, please put a 12 in the chat for the 12 tribes of Israel. If you can see this, please put a 12 in the chat. If you can see this, please put a 12 in the chat. They can't see it. I don't see any 12s. Oh, there we go. Let's be quick on those numbers, family. Let's be quick on those numbers. All right. So you guys can see it. So Romans chapter 1 and verse 30. It says, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. Contextually speaking, these are people, if we go back and let's read verse 1. This is what Paul says. Paul, a servant of Jesus Christ, called to be an apostle, separated unto the gospel of God, which he had promised afore by his prophets in the Holy Scriptures, concerning the Son Jesus Christ, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. Okay, let me scroll down a little bit. So when you read this chapter, it goes on to talk about basically wickedness and the righteousness of the Most High. But again, in verse 30, I want us to look at inventors of evil things. Inventors of evil things, all right? Let's go. So again, I have several videos. Let me look for the first one. Now, this first video, he's called the godfather of AI. All right. Here we go, family.
Do you think artificial
Fair
intelligence will
use.
save the world or end it?
Fair
You have
use.
Jeffrey Hinton to thank. Hinton has been called the godfather of AI, a British computer scientist whose controversial ideas help make advanced artificial intelligence possible and so change the world. Hinton believes that AI will do enormous good, but tonight he has a warning. He says that AI systems may be more intelligent than we know, and there's a chance the machines could take over, which made us ask the question.
The story will continue in a moment.
Does humanity know what it's doing?
No. I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
You believe these systems have experiences of their own?
Let me know, my brothers, if you need me to stop. So again, we're watching this for the first time.
Sure will. I know I'm be jumping in on this.
All right.
and can make decisions based on those experiences.
In the same sense as people do, yes.
Are they conscious?
I think they probably don't have much self-awareness at present. So in that sense, I don't think they're conscious.
Will they have self-awareness, consciousness?
Oh, yes. I think they will in time.
And so human beings will be the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah.
Geoffrey Hinton told us the artificial intelligence he set in motion was an accident born of a failure. In the 1970s at the University of Edinburgh, he dreamed of simulating a neural network on a computer, simply as a tool for what he was really studying, the human brain. But back then, almost no one thought software could mimic the brain. His PhD advisor told him to drop it before it ruined his career. Hinton says he failed to figure out the human mind, but the long pursuit led to an artificial version.
It took much, much longer than I expected. It took like 50 years before it worked well. But in the end, it did work well.
At what point did you realize that you were right about neural networks and most everyone else was wrong?
I always thought I was right.
In 2019, Hinton and collaborators Jan LeCun on the left and Yoshua Bengio won the Turing Award, the Nobel Prize of Computing. To understand how their work on artificial neural networks helped machines learn to learn, let us take you to a game.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
This is Google's AI lab in London, which we first showed you this past April. Geoffrey Hinton wasn't involved in this soccer project, but these robots are a great example of machine learning. The thing to understand is that the robots were not programmed to play soccer. They were told to score. They had to learn how on their own.
Up, goal. In general, here's how AI does it. Hinton and his collaborators created software in layers, with each layer handling part of the problem. That's the so-called neural network. But this is the key. When, for example, the robot scores, a message is sent back down through all of the layers that says that pathway was right.
Likewise, when an answer is wrong, that message goes down through the network. So correct connections get stronger, wrong connections get weaker, and by trial and error, the machine teaches itself.
You think these AI systems are better?
Did you say?
I was saying Salakia.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy because I remember like when brothers was talking to Chat CPT about doctrine. And I know they probably don't give much credence to anything that I would say because they don't know me, haven't met me, but they were stomping Chat CPT in dealing with doctrine as far as understanding that we're Israel, etc., and using the Bible. And I put in the chat, y'all need to stop teaching this thing how to counteract our arguments. And I'm saying all that to say this, even when I was going over some information in Songs of Song or Songs of Solomon, I saw when you talk about what the woman said that I'm black but comely or something to that effect, how they adopted the talking point that black don't necessarily mean black, but that she's melanated, but so is everybody. And so it was interesting that when you talk about how quickly, because it has a foundation based on whoever programmed it, but it doesn't necessarily know the answers until we start teaching it, or to the point of what it just said, till it starts losing arguments and then it learns. But I yield at that.
It's interesting. Did you guys pick up where he was studying the brain and apparently he couldn't grasp what he was looking for, which makes it evil.
Yeah.
So he stumbled on this
The imitation.
At learning than the human mind.
I think they may be, yes. And at present, they're quite a lot smaller. So even the biggest chatbots only have about 1 trillion connections in them. The human brain has about 100 trillion. And
Y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Said the brain has about 100 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
These bots or whatever, this idea, this artificial intelligence has 1 trillion. So this guy among many, looking at the brain, which is made by the Almighty, the Creator,
Mm-hmm.
they're lost in all their wisdom, in all their geniusness. When they look at what the Most High has created, it still baffles them.
He said
Remember
his
Romans
wisdom.
chapter 1.
Mhm.
Remember Romans chapter 1, verse 30, these evil inventions. Go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say he said his wisdom. I mean, his foolishness is far above our wisdom.
Exactly.
He do more by accident than we do on purpose.
Exactly. So you can imagine you take all these great minds, these great scientists, these neural scientists who studies the brain and the chemistry of the body,
Mm.
and they see the magnificence of this human body,
Mm-hmm.
but they can't get to the source of it.
Mm.
So they say we'll create our own.
Yeah.
But I have I have a theory on why we even got to AI. Real quick, when I hear I have 1 trillion, 100 trillion neural, whatever it is, and then what they're creating only has 8 trillion. What came to me was Genesis chapter 3.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Trying to be like the Most High.
It takes me to Genesis 3. It takes me to Isaiah 14. It takes me to Daniel when Nebuchadnezzar is saying what he has done. There's a common thread. It takes me to is it Genesis 11?
Talking about the Babel.
Babel? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a theory. We're gonna get a little further more into this, and then I have a theory and I'm gonna put it out there. Just something to have us to think.
And yet, in the trillion connections in a chatbot, it knows far more than you do in your 100 trillion connections, which suggests
Y'all hear that?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to say that these bots with their 1 trillion knows more than we as humans, and we have 100 trillion.
Access is key.
Well, how can they confirm that? They could just be saying that.
True, but you also got to look at it from a standpoint. The machine has access, so like we can look up topics based on what that machine knows. Like we talk about, like with Google now, Google or AI Google. Obviously, they have access to the information because they've been fed or loaded with the information. We haven't had that experience, so of course, right now it's going to know more than we would know because we haven't had the opportunity or been presented with all the information that even though it has limited capacity has been loaded with. That makes sense. So I can see that.
So as we're watching these things, Israel, look at it from a practical sense, look at it from a natural sense, but I also want you to look at it from a spiritual sense, because there's a motif all throughout scripture. We see it's always been flesh, then spirit. I heard somebody say on YouTube, it's flesh, then spirit. It was Cain, then Abel. It was Ishmael, then Isaac. It was Esau, then Jacob.
It's powerful.
It was Adam, then Christ. So it seemed like the flesh always goes first, right? So I want us to think of this when we're looking at this artificial intelligence. We want to look at it from a natural perspective, because it's a real thing and it's overtaking companies. But I also want us to look at it from a spiritual lens. If you understand what I'm saying, Israel, put a 100 in the chat. If you understand what we're trying to communicate, please put a 100 in the chat. I want us to look at this from a natural perspective because it's real time. It's on your computer right now. It's on your phone. We've been using artificial intelligence for quite some time, ever since we had a cell phone. So we see it from a natural perspective, but we also want to look at it from a spiritual perspective.
We got a couple 100s in the chat.
All praises. All right, so let's get back to this video. Again, fair use.
It's got a much better way of getting knowledge into those connections.
A much better way of getting knowledge that isn't fully understood.
We have a very good idea of sort of roughly what it's doing, but as soon as it gets really complicated, we don't actually know what's going on any more than we know what's going on in your brain.
Do y'all hear this? How are you creating something and you're telling me eventually it's going to have its own mind, and we created it with our own hands. Remember, the scripture says these idols can't see, can't hear, can't do anything. They're idols, but they're creating something according to them. It has the ability to think on its own. Now, it was created with whatever. But this person that you're listening to, he's been called the godfather of artificial intelligence. He stumbled on this by trying to figure out the human brain. So he's being credited as being the founder of what we know today as artificial intelligence.
What do you mean we don't know exactly how it works? It was designed by people.
No, it wasn't. What we did was we designed the learning algorithm. That's a bit like designing the principle of evolution. But when this learning algorithm then interacts with data, it produces complicated neural networks that are good at doing things, but we don't really understand exactly how they do those things.
What are the implications of these systems autonomously writing their own computer code and executing their own computer code?
That's a serious worry, right? So one of the ways in which these systems might escape control is by writing their own computer code to modify themselves.
Now, want me to tell you how evil this is? You're telling me this, I'm gonna call it a thing, this thing called artificial intelligence, you're telling me, Mr. Creator, and all of you that has had to have your hands in it, that it has the ability to go dark.
Exactly.
Go to the dark side.
That's powerful.
And you won't stop it.
It's too late.
You won't kill it.
It's going to want to survive because it's imitating, like anybody in their right mind don't want to die. We're going to do what it takes to survive. So this thing that's artificial, that's imitating us, it's going to make or create a world that's suitable for it to survive.
Exactly. They just had a movie that was exemplary to this with what's her name? J-Lo was in it. It was very cold because the AI began to be smarter than them.
Mm,
Terminator.
It designed programs to defend itself.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
It replicated itself
mhm,
and created an army around it. It plotted to kill man because it felt man didn't know what it was doing.
Mm.
mm.
They'll tell you, but the story got buried, I believe, about the robotics in Japan, where it killed about 15, 20 scientists
Mm.
protecting itself.
Mm.
That's interesting. Yeah, but they've been telling us the Matrix. They've been telling us for quite some time about these machines taking over.
Mm-hmm. Skynet.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's something we need to seriously worry about.
What do you say to someone who might argue if the systems become malevolent, just turn them off?
They will be able to manipulate people, right? And these will be very good at convincing people because they'll have learned from all the novels that were ever written, all the books by Machiavelli, all the political connivances. They'll know all that stuff. They'll know how to do it.
Know-how of the human kind.
Suka references, but many times, like the art of war. They're going to have access, like we said. It's not that they have the capacity we have; they got the access we don't have. It's in this programming. So they're going to have access to stuff like the art of war, or even from a historical standpoint, these military tactics that have benefited great military leaders in the past. They're going to know all of those. Why did they fail? What this is
Mhm.
crazy. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Think of John Connor.
Runs in Jeffrey Hinton.
I'm sorry, Sue. Go ahead.
I said, think of the Terminator.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's what they want. But see,
Yep.
this is they've dabbled into something that they can't get out of.
Mm.
That's they're pushed in something they can't get out of.
We going somewhere tonight, y'all. Just sit back and relax, enjoy the conversation, because I'm gonna put a theory out there in a little bit that just kind of hit what Suka just said. So here we go back to the video.
Hinton's family. His ancestors include mathematician George Boole, who invented the basis of computing, and George Everest, who surveyed India and got that mountain named after him. But as a boy, Hinton himself could never climb the peak of expectations raised by a domineering father.
Every morning when I went to school, he'd actually say to me as I walked down the driveway, get in there pitching, and maybe when you're twice as old as me, you'll be half as good.
Dad was an authority on beetles.
He knew a lot more about beetles than he knew about people.
Did you feel that as a child?
A bit, yes. When he died, we went to his study at the university, and the walls were lined with boxes of papers on different kinds of beetle. And just near the door, there was a slightly smaller box that simply said, not insects. And that's where he had all the things about the family.
Today, at 75, Hinton recently retired after what he calls 10 happy years at Google. Now, he's professor emeritus at the University of Toronto, and he happened to mention he has more academic citations than his father. Some of his research led to chatbots like Google's Bard, which we met last spring. Confounding, absolutely confounding. We asked Bard to write a story from 6 words. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. Holy cow. The shoes were a gift from my wife, but we never had a baby. Bard created a deeply human tale of a man whose wife could not conceive and a stranger who accepted the shoes to heal the pain after her miscarriage. I am rarely speechless. I don't know what to make of this. Chatbots are said to be language models that just predict the next most likely word based on probability.
You'll hear people saying things like, they're just doing autocomplete. They're just trying to predict the next word. And they're just using statistics. Well, it's true they're just trying to predict the next word. But if you think about it, to predict the next word, You have to understand the sentences. So the idea they're just predicting the next word so they're not intelligent is crazy. You have to be really intelligent to predict the next word really accurately.
To
Stop.
prove it, Hinton showed us a test he devised.
You say something?
Yeah, I'm saying stop for a sec.
Uh-huh.
I know that to be true because, and everybody on this stage can attest to this. The Most High will give you a concept, a theme, something to think on, but you'll go and you'll dig in the scriptures based on that very concept or that very thought that He'll cause you to go in the scriptures and think on. So it's not that this thing AI is making this up where you give it baby shoes, blah 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 blah. If you give me, in a sense, for lack of a better term, playing God, a concept or a thing to think on, based on what you give me, I'm going to gather or ascertain information that support that theme that you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody who spits bars, like you got dudes out there that rap, they do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They come up with a thing, they come with a hook. Next thing you know, they got a whole story in rhyme and rhythm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
This remind me
Sure.
of, and the false prophet gave life to the beast.
Mm-hmm. We going there, Soup.
Ah,
Go ahead.
woo,
You go
woo.
ahead.
The big eye
Have-
has struck
I have
again.
a theory. I have a theory.
Yes, sir. I'm with you. I'm with you.
for Chat GPT-4, the chatbot from a company called OpenAI. It was sort of reassuring to see a Turing Award winner mistype and blame the computer.
Oh, damn this thing. We're going to go back and start again.
That's okay.
Hinton's test was a riddle about house painting. An answer would demand reasoning and planning. This is what he typed into Chat GPT-4.
The rooms in my house are painted white or blue or yellow, and yellow paint fades to white within a year. In 2 years' time, I'd like all the rooms to be white. What should I do?
The answer began in 1 second. GPT-4 advised the rooms painted in blue need to be repainted. The rooms painted in yellow don't need to be repainted because they would fade to white before the deadline. And
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
it warned, if you paint the yellow rooms white, there's a risk the color might be off when the yellow fades. Besides, it advised, you'd be wasting resources, painting rooms that were going to fade to white anyway.
You believe that Chat GPT-4 understands.
I believe it definitely understands, yes.
And in 5 years' time?
I think in 5 years' time, it may well be able to reason better than us.
Reasoning that he says is leading to AI's great risks and great benefits.
So an obvious area where there's huge benefits is healthcare. AI is already comparable with radiologists at understanding what's going on in medical images. It's going to be very good at designing drugs. It already is designing drugs. So that's an area where it's almost entirely going to do good. I like that area.
The risks are what?
Well, the risks are having a whole class of people who are unemployed and not valued much because what they used to do is now done by machines.
Other immediate risks he worries about include fake news, unintended bias in employment and policing, and autonomous battlefield robots.
What is a path forward that ensures safety?
I don't know. I can't see a path that guarantees safety. That we're entering.
Do y'all hear what this man is saying? We've seen movies. The one movie that pops up, if you guys have seen it, RoboCop. He was a robot.
Yes, sir.
iRobot.
Somebody put that in the chat.
Jalen
Oh,
did.
all praises.
Yeah, iRobot, Terminator, the chat.
Terminator.
Yeah, the chat. Somebody
Megan.
put.
Cheryl
Weird.
said the movie Megan.
Yep.
We
Somebody
gonna
said
we
weird
gonna touch
science.
that in a
Wow.
minute.
They've been telling us for years, man.
Weird science is in the 80s.
Facts.
There's a movie, I forget the name of the movie, but this movie, the house was artificial intelligence and it controlled the doors, it
Everything.
controlled,
Yes, sir.
Mm.
I can't remember the name of the movie, but and locked the people in the house. Just took over. Do you guys see and hear what this man is talking about? He's talking like this thing is an entity that's alive.
Mhm.
And
Yes, sir.
they know that it's going to go south and there's nothing that can stop it. He's afraid that they can go to war and things of this nature. Again, I want us to look at it from a natural perspective, and I also want us to look at it from a spiritual perspective. Now, he said one of the downsides, and this reminds me of the good and evil, because we can see some good benefits. It reminds me of the Most High telling us they call good evil and call evil good. We
Mhm.
don't know how to decipher between what's wicked and what's holy, because
Yes,
he's telling us the good things create medicines, which is already doing, and whatever else that we may deem good, but the dark side of it is dark. One of the things he mentioned is dehumanizing people or making humans irrelevant pertaining to occupation, because jobs, and one job I can think of is the automobile industry. There was a time when everything was made by man. Then they brought in these assembly lines.
Mhm.
Eventually it's going to be all robotic. Think about this, family. We know what happened in 2019.
Mm.
They shut everything down, right?
I think you're
They
going where
made,
I want to go.
all right. They
Go
made
there.
they made everybody stay home.
Hmm.
But if you can remember in 2019, 2020, you begin to hear these cell phone carriers and these telephone companies going out putting up these 5G towers
Yes, sir. Seen it.
while everybody's at home,
Hmm.
can't go out. They're strengthening what we see today.
Yes, sir.
So now they've got us used to being at home, right? Now we don't want to go grocery shopping.
Hmm.
So now the grocery stores come up with a plan where we'll shop, we'll get everything together,
Hmm.
and we'll deliver it to you.
Hmm.
Some years ago, somebody came up with a brilliant idea. We want to challenge taxi cab companies.
Hmm.
So we'll create Lyft and we'll create Uber where anybody can supplement their income. There's the good. We can supplement your income and you become a Lyft driver or you could become an Uber driver.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If you pay attention, they always condition us.
Do what? What's that word?
They condition us
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
to accept.
Hmm.
This is how you know, because, all right, family, when I was in Christianity, I was taught to read the book of Revelation
Hmm.
from a linear position, meaning hell gonna be coming out of the sky. There's gonna be locusts on the earth. It's gonna be. It was painted with such dramatic, but yet it says that they still didn't repent, and I couldn't understand. How could they see the sun turning dark? How could they see the moon turning blood? How could things be coming out of the sky? How could there be horses with tails like scorpions and hair like women, and this stuff is walking on earth, and people still don't repent? Number one, because that's not what it's saying. And number two, I forgot I live in real life, and I forgot that they condition the mind to accept a thing with something else in mind. So now they condition us to be comfortable with being at home.
Yes, sir.
I don't feel like going grocery shopping, so I'll sit in the comfort of my house.
Hmm.
I'll punch in what I want. Somebody at the store would then gather the things, and then they'll send it out for delivery.
Mhm.
Now they've got people conditioned for that. Now they have autonomous vehicles. They will pick you up and take you to your destination, and there's no one driving the cars right
Mhm.
now,
Mhm.
because they know eventually we're going to do away with Uber drivers. We'll
Yeah.
condition them to get them used to it. Then we're going to take it away from them. Anything you guys want to say before we get back into this video?
Yes, to your point, you touched on a lot of what I've been researching, because one of the industries that's going to be grossly affected. One, you already brought up the automobile industry. They don't even have to close that down. But then two, you brought up Uber, door dashing. All of that is supposed to be taken over here in the near future. That's already on a decline. Then not only that, but a lot of the customer service industries. So it's going to be a lot of people that's out of jobs, which is one, they're killing a lot of, from a social standpoint, they're killing a lot of male, female people interaction. One thing we do know that they've hinted at population control. Where people are not interacting with each other, that make it easier to control the amount of babies that come into the world. One, but then two, not only do they control that, but it controls us engaging or wanting to be around each other. We're more comfortable meeting somebody online, talking to them online, than to actually meet somebody and actually put hands on them, to hug, to kiss, to interact. We're more comfortable with porn or all these other artificial ways of
I'm
sexual.
getting there. I got a video.
You know what? I fall back. I just say
I got
they
another
don't want us
video.
touching and engaging with each other.
Go
I'll
ahead.
fall back on that.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Nah, we good. We good.
no, go ahead, because you're right.
Yeah.
Because we
Yeah.
talked about this. There was a time when we had to go to a like you said, a video store.
Yeah, yeah. To get the dirty movies.
Now they're right there at the luxury of your home.
Everything is made easy now. Like, okay, to your point, bro. You got there was the Oculus.
Yes,
Yo, you going to places in the world that you didn't go to physically,
that's
but you
fact.
get to. You visited my house in New York, and I've never taken you there.
We did. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. That's facts.
So we're not engaging each other. We're not spending time with each other.
Mhm.
That's a problem, because he said, "Forsake not the assembling of yourselves together." I yield.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's get back to this video.
Yes, sir.
Entering a period of great uncertainty where we're dealing with things we've never dealt with before. And normally, the first time you deal with something totally novel, you get it wrong. And we can't afford to get it wrong with these things.
Can't afford to get it wrong. Why?
Well, because they might take over.
Take over from humanity.
Yes, that's a possibility.
Why would they
I'm not
want
saying
to?
it will happen. If we could stop them ever wanting to, that would be great. But it's not clear we can stop them ever wanting to.
Geoffrey Hinton told us he has no regrets because of AI's potential for good. But he says now is the moment to run experiments to understand AI, for governments to impose regulations, and for a world treaty to ban the use of military robots. He reminded us of Robert Oppenheimer, who, after inventing the atomic bomb, campaigned against the hydrogen bomb, a man who changed the world and found the world beyond his control.
It may be we look back and see this as a kind of turning point when humanity had to make the decision about whether to develop these things further and what to do to protect themselves if they did. I don't know. I think my main message is there's enormous uncertainty about what's going to happen next. These things do understand, and because they understand, we need to think hard about what's going to happen next, and we just don't know.
So that's the first video. I have several, but for the sake of time, I'm going to show another one. And then I have a couple of scriptures I'm going to look at. And then we'll do a part 2 to this, or a part 3. So I'm going to get to the second one. All right. Before we go, any questions, my brothers? Anything you guys want to add to this?
Like I said, the biggest thing that I'm taking away from this is if it's artificially imitating us, it wants to live. It wants to
Mhm.
survive. And it's going to do everything. Like,
Hold on.
I will protect my loved ones. It's going to see anything that's connected to it that has the same programming as its own family.
Mhm.
And it's going to
Hold on a
want to
second,
make
I'm
it survive. So if that means it survives at the expense of us, it's going to choose those things it's connected to.
Mhm. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Again, second video. Again, fair use.
Oh, outside. Oh.
This isn't a Black Mirror episode. This is real footage of a humanoid AI girlfriend robot shown at a public tech expo in 2025. And yes, people are already testing them out. But what you're about to see goes way beyond one viral clip. Because if you think this is just some gimmick, you're dead wrong. This is the start of something huge, and maybe terrifying. Welcome to the era of AI. Not long ago, humanoid robots were nothing more than science fiction. Characters from Hollywood, glossy visions of a future that felt decades away. But in just the last few years, that fiction has started bleeding into reality. We've gone from clunky prototypes to machines that can walk, talk, recognize faces, and even mimic emotion. Meet Amica, the hyper-realistic android from Engineered Arts. A robot that can raise its eyebrows, roll its eyes, and react to you like a person. Then there's Tesla's Optimus, designed not for show, but to eventually replace millions of human workers. And of course, the nightmare fuel, Boston Dynamics, pushing machines that leap, flip, and sprint like trained athletes. But the real shock? It isn't just labs and billion-dollar companies anymore. These robots are walking straight into consumer spaces. Tech expos, shopping malls, even home demos. And every time one shows up, the internet explodes. Because let's be real, the closer these machines look to us, the more impossible it becomes to look away. The blinking eyes, the smooth skin over cold metal, the half-human, half-machine illusion that hits us right in the uncanny valley. It's mesmerizing and unsettling. This is the rise of humanoids. Not factory arms hidden away in warehouses, not voice assistants stuck in your phone, but physical, lifelike beings, standing face to face with us. And whether it excites you or terrifies you, one thing is undeniable. The future is arriving faster than anyone expected. I feel afraid. The question isn't if humanoid robots will change our world. It's how soon. And what happens when the line between human and machine starts to blur. This is the clip that broke the internet.
Oh, outside. Oh.
A random guy at a tech expo, walking up to what looks like a girl. But wait, she isn't human. She's the newest AI girlfriend robot. And the moment he puts his hands on her waist, the entire crowd and the internet loses it. Why does a 20-second video like this explode to millions of views? It's not just a robot demo. It's a cultural lightning bolt. First, the shock factor.
Outside.
At a glance, she looks like a real woman. Skin, hair, expression. until you notice the cold steel joints running down her arms and neck. It's human, but not human. That's the uncanny valley. The place where your brain glitches and you can't look away. Second, the story. The title literally calls her a girlfriend robot. That instantly reframes the clip. It's no longer about robotics. It's about relationships, intimacy, the future of human love. And that's the hook that drags in millions who don't care about tech, but care about what this means. And finally, relatability. This could be you. It's not a scientist in a lab. It's a regular dude at an expo, face to face with a machine that looks just like us. That's what makes it go viral. The illusion that this future isn't locked away in a lab. It's standing right in front of us. Because the second you wonder, would I do that? You're hooked. This clip isn't just entertainment. It's a preview of what's coming. And the question isn't if it goes mainstream, it's when. Here's a twist most people don't realize. You don't need a robot body for this future to exist. AI companions are already here, and millions of people are using them every single day. Apps like Replica AI let users build their perfect partner, texting, calling, even sending selfies back. Character AI lets you chat with virtual personalities 24/7, and with tools like ChatGPT Voice Mode, people are already spending hours having full-on conversations with AI, laughing, venting, flirting. And here's the wild part. Many of these users aren't treating it like a joke. They're treating it like a relationship. Surveys show that people are forming emotional bonds with AI partners. Some call it comforting. Others admit they're in love. Think about that for a second. Millions already prefer talking to an AI over another human. Because AI doesn't get tired. It doesn't ghost you. It doesn't argue. Unless you want it to. It listens. It learns. It adapts to you. Now, imagine combining that emotional attachment with physical presence. Not just text on a screen, but eyes that blink back at you, a face that smiles, a hand that can hold yours. That's the leap humanoid robots bring. And once that connection is made, it's not going away. The truth is, AI companions aren't the future, they're the present. And the humanoid body, that's just the upgrade waiting to happen. Here's where things get uncomfortable. Because the moment these robots stop being demos and start becoming companions, humanity has to answer questions we've never faced before. Would you date a humanoid robot if it looked and acted this real? Would you laugh it off? Or would you be tempted? And what happens when AI girlfriends or boyfriends are more patient, more loyal, and always available, compared to messy, unpredictable humans? Do people start choosing robots over real relationships? Some argue it could reduce loneliness. That robots could comfort the millions who struggle to connect. But others fear the opposite. That it could destroy human intimacy, split society, and leave an entire generation more comfortable loving machines than people.
That's it.
Japan already has decades of history with robot companionship. From hologram wives to robot caretakers, it's a society openly wrestling with what happens when technology fills emotional voids. And now, that same debate is going global. Because here's the question that terrifies people. If companionship can be programmed, what happens to love?
Is that
These aren't just machines anymore. They're mirrors, forcing us to ask what it really means to be human. Here's the truth most people miss. The AI girlfriend might be the clickbait gateway, but it's only the beginning. The same technology that makes a robot blink, smile, and flirt is the foundation for the next trillion-dollar industry, humanoids. Elon Musk says Tesla's humanoid robot, Optimus, will eventually outnumber Tesla cars. Not 10,000, not 100,000, but millions of humanoids working in factories, warehouses, and even homes. Boston Dynamics builds robots agile enough to replace soldiers. Unitree sells humanoids for under $90,000, a price dropping every year. And as costs fall, their roles will expand. From construction, to caregiving, to companionship. This isn't just about dating robots. It's about a world where human-like machines work beside us, live with us, and eventually become impossible to distinguish from us. And the question humanity faces is simple. Are we building tools that serve us, or replacements that outgrow us? When you laugh at a clip like this, what you're really watching is the start of a new era. The moment AI stopped being just words on a screen and stepped into bodies that move, blink, and breathe like us. This is the era of AI. And whether it excites you or terrifies you, one thing is certain. It's not science fiction anymore. It's happening now. So if you want to stay ahead of the next AI wave, subscribe, because the videos that shock the internet are just the preview. We'll show you the full story.
There's more coming. You can always go back and Google this stuff. It's a lot.
We got to do a part
Hold
two.
on.
Yeah, I was trying to put a break in it because I didn't want to be copyrighted because it plays straight through.
Oh,
But
okay.
I think you heard me. So
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
now
I
you
did
find
stop it a couple of times, but hopefully.
this video.
Oh, I didn't, did I?
No, but it's okay.
Okay.
This is pure wickedness.
Can y'all imagine? He said the ChatGPT and all that stuff will be in humanoids.
Mhm.
Can you imagine? There's a war coming, y'all.
Yes, it is.
What they're doing is preparing their army to meet our king.
Mm.
This is what all these machines, and they've been telling us for the longest with all these movies,
Yeah.
because they know he is superhuman. They know within themselves, being human, they're no match.
Mhm.
No
So
match
they're
at all.
creating literally an army of machines. But to my wife's point, they still gonna lose. But there's
Still
an
gonna
army.
lose.
There's a war coming between mankind and our king.
Mhm.
I'm getting ready to go to the scripture, and then I'm gonna start it. I won't complete it because of time. I won't get through all of it. But I will say this. At the end of the day, we're going to read it, probably not tonight, if Yah wills, next week, but we're going to read it. It's Revelation chapter 17 and verse 17.
Mm.
You can go and read that if you want, but we're going to revisit that next week. Yes, she said, this is sick. Relation. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
It's crazy because to the point Suka asked a question on our chat. I think I know we addressed it last week with his One Flesh, where it talks about a man being designed, a man or a woman being designed for each other, and we came to the understanding that that's something that has to be worked at. Like you may have things in common from a foundational standpoint, but it's something that has to be worked at. Based on this AI, this junk is trying to take the work out of actually building a relationship
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
where
sir.
No,
you grow together.
human to human, because they're
Yeah,
gonna create relationships, but it won't be
yeah.
human to human. But yes, sir.
Which
This is
means
like
ain't no reproduction going on.
the
Exactly.
step. This reminds me of the Stepford Rise.
Mm.
They
So pretty soon.
reprogrammed the Stepford Wives with artificial intelligence to
Mm.
obey their husband with no issue, with no problem.
Mm.
This is a movie. There's two versions. This is from the 80s. And Kia, my sister Kia, know about this. They programmed the women. They don't want us to have human interaction.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
We
They
we
don't
learned
want.
that. Look, we learned that in 2019. Go ahead.
Yes,
Hmm.
sir. Yes, sir. You're right. They don't
Yeah.
want us to have interaction.
Hmm.
That's why it's forever prevalent that we hold fast to Torah, hold fast to the word. We can't get deceived by what we see.
That's it.
Our emotions have to be dead to this world
Yes, sir.
and alive in the. That's why he said, "Beloved." 1 John 4, you brought it out. 1 John 4, he said,
Mm.
"Beloved, try the ruachs by the ruach to
Yes, sir.
see if it's of Yah."
Mm-hmm.
Many Hebrews will be deceived by this
Yes,
because we
sir.
have a lot of lonely, heartbroken people amongst us that won't let the Most High heal them. So
Mm.
they will be captivated because of the lust of their flesh that's being tucked away under their pain and their hurt.
Mm.
So when someone comes along that thinks they sound like, oh, they truly understand me, they saying everything I need to hear, but you didn't try the spirit by the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that this is deception at its finest.
At its finest.
You know how fine it is, big brother?
Yes, sir.
It's fine to the point the scriptures say that if the days will be short, no flesh will be saved.
Mm-hmm.
It's to the point that they're trying to imitate the promise of eternal life. Because mankind been always, whether it's the fountain of youth or trying to find drinking blood and things of that nature, trying to find ways to stay long to live as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, when you talk about what they're trying to do through this, it's going to get to the point that people are going to be paying or trying to upload their consciousness to one of these machines. That
Yep.
way they can live on that way, even though we can't live on naturally unless we die, unless we come back with the glorified body with Christ. So they're trying to really ultimately, yeah, yeah. We,
The,
you know
the,
what?
the man said, I studied the brain and couldn't figure it out, so I stumbled upon this.
Hmm. Hmm.
So this is their way, to your point, to live forever.
To live
And
forever.
ultimately to remove the creator out the way.
That's it.
Before we close out, I want to read a couple of passages out of this, but we're going to come back and we're going to revisit this particular chapter. This is Revelation chapter 17. And it reads, And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Mm.
I want us to write down this great whore. So I'm very curious to know, who do you, Israel, think this great whore is? Number 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast full of names of blasphemy,
Mm.
having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication.
Mm.
And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. Verse 9. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. And there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th, and goeth into perdition. And verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. My grandbaby wanted to say something to me. Let me read that again. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, this is in the previous verse, chapter, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Here's what I look at this, family. This is verse 17. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. We're going to definitely get to this, y'all, willing, next week. But I have a question.
No, hold on. Let me say this.
It's a
Go ahead.
trick question.
The words of God.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying.
Now you can't leave it there, Sue. Elaborate,
Man,
my brother.
No, because I'm just saying what he spoke has to come to pass.
Has to. That's Isaiah 46:10.
Yes, sir. It has to come to pass.
Mm-hmm.
See, you stirred us up with that conversation we had, and that's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go too much into it because I'm just like
Still vetting it. Yes, sir.
oh man, eating on it, munching on it.
Yes, sir.
There's a war coming, and it's going to be machines. It could be machines versus our Christ. As they do with everything, they condition us first. They get us to accept it first. And then they, in the back of their mind, they already know, because if you go and do your research, Elon Musk has already created the SpaceX. It's called space technology.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there trying to figure things out. Certain areas, and I believe it's in Arizona, the government has it on lockdown because of the communication with whatever's out there.
Mm-hmm.
The
But-
scriptures already tell us that there's a time coming when the Most High will show signs and wonders in the skies.
Yes, sir.
So they talk about this UFO, it's unidentified flying objects and things of this nature, and a lot of people make it think it's conspiracy. But he said there will be things happening in the sky.
Under the dome. Let's make that clear. Under the dome.
Under the dome.
Mm-hmm.
Under the vaulted ceiling. So there's a war coming. And what's her name? Bill Clinton's wife.
Hillary.
There's a YouTube. They said for years they've been trying to crack the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
They've been shooting missiles up into the sky, trying to crack the firmament.
Mm-hmm.
But the government, they are recognizing something in the skies, in the heavens. They call it UFOs, unidentified flying objects.
Mm-hmm.
People want to discredit. People want to throw it as conspiracy. Take that whatever you may. But Revelation 17:17 says that the Most High is doing this. He's putting this stuff in their heart. So now you have these nations coming together. Now, I want to say this before I go. I want to say this. It said, John said, let me go back and look at this, Israel. He says, where is it? There were 5. His name Where is the bottom? We're written in the book of life. The 7 heads sit on the 7 kings. Okay, right here, verse 9. And here it is, the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth, and there are 7 kings. John said there 5 are fallen, one is, the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. He says, and the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. So whoever this 7th is also the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now let's look at this real quick, Israel. Our beloved brother John. Let me get my note real quick. Our beloved John said 5 are fallen. John, who are these 5? What is John even talking about? Remember, I think we mentioned this in Bible study. If I'm not, we mentioned it somewhere. It might have been during Tabernacles, but we mentioned that what Christianity has done, or the religion of Christianity, from a Western perspective, they have taken our culture and made it a religion, meaning they made it to where we have adopted looking forward to going to Sunday service, wearing our beautiful hats and wearing our beautiful dresses, wearing our 3-piece suits, getting behind organs, getting behind drums, getting behind choirs, and putting it on a show.
Mm-hmm.
I take those things off, then I go back to regular life. But John is talking about something totally different than going to church on Sunday. Shouting, screaming and crying, throwing water on people, throwing oil on people, prophesying. John is talking about something totally different. While they're doing that, John is saying, hey, the minds that has wisdom, I need you to look at something. 5 are fallen, 1 is, and there's 1 coming. And the 8th is of the 7th. Now, what is John talking about? John is referencing kingdoms. He says 5 are fallen. Well, let's go back in the history of not just history, but Israelite history.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody put in the chat, who was kingdom number 1 that had Israel in bondage?
Come on, family. Come on. Take the journey.
So I want to bring understanding. I want to bring understanding to what John is trying to teach us right here in Revelation.
To your point, mountains represent nations, governments, authorities.
John said there's 5 that already fell. He says 1 is. So we want to look at who have already fallen. So in the chat, who had Israel in bondage first? What kingdom had Israel in bondage first?
This got to be an easy one, family.
Medes and Persian.
No, sis, not first, but yeah, that's one of them.
That's one of them. But who had Israel in bondage first?
I get why she said that one. Because it didn't initially start out like that. I can see why sis will go with Babylon.
Do we have people? Can we be heard?
Yeah, Sister Mary.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
Egypt. So I'll go and rattle off the next few. So remember, John said there were 5 that has already fallen. Egypt was the first beast, because remember, he's calling these kingdoms beast. He's called beast in Revelation chapter 17. This beast is kingdoms. If you understand that, put a 2000 in the chat. John is referencing humanity, countries, as the beast.
Beast.
If you understand that, put a 2000 in the chat.
I didn't think he was coming out with this soon, man. We just talking.
I'm just saying, bro. We got to.
Yeah, I guess we got to go with it.
We talking about AI, bro.
Yeah, that's
we just
gave it life. Who gave it life?
We just started scratching that. That's why I didn't know you.
False prophet just gave him life.
We out here like that.
All right. Yeah. So I see the 2000s. So John is calling nations, government bodies, the beast. All right. So the first beast was Egypt.
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Suka.
Big brother.
All right.
The second beast that has already fallen was Assyria.
Yes. I was like, dang, sis missed one.
The third beast that has already fallen was Babylon. The fourth beast that has already come and gone are the Mede and Persians. The fifth beast that has fallen was Greece. The one that is
when John was writing,
yes, sir, was Rome.
But sis, you got most of them. I mean, she did good, man. I mean, we ain't
you were in the 5. I just wanted the first one.
Yeah, come on, sis. Come on, sis.
We ain't even talked about this like this.
Yeah, you good. You good. Yeah. You good. So the first 5 that has fallen is Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Medes and Persians, and Greece.
Yes, sir.
John said they have already come and gone. He said the one that is as I'm living writing this letter
Mhm.
is Rome. If you understand that, put a 3,000 in the chat.
Sister Mary understand that she already answered in the chat.
Yes, Sister Mary, because John goes on to say,
Yes, sir.
one is talking about as I'm living, John, the one that is Rome.
Mhm.
And he says, and the other is not yet come.
Mhm.
And when he come, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth,
Mm.
and is of the seventh.
Mm. It's the feet of clay and iron.
I've got so since we're talking about the beast system is man's government. So let's look at some history. So we know that the nations that we know of today, Great Britain,
Yes, sir.
England,
Mhm.
all these, China,
France.
Russia,
Mhm.
America.
Yep.
We understand that. But John says, by fallen, one is, the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the seventh. So in other words, these are a branch.
Mhm.
The root is the same, but it's a different branch of this same tree, if I can use that word loosely. My theory, I'm gonna throw it out there. Could this one that must rule a short space that wasn't in John's time, but yet it comes from the beast or the kingdom that was ruling in John's day? Could that beast who must rule a short space in time, could that be America?
I think so.
Yes, it could be very
I
much
think
so.
we already been in the beast.
Because
The
America has come to global power.
Mm-hmm.
It's only
Yes.
been it's been a short country. I don't think
Very
America's
short.
300 years yet.
No,
Not
it's
even 300.
Years,
Not even 300.
240 something.
But they're global power, they're global entity. And
Mhm.
within that government, within
Mhm.
that power, you have all of this AI.
Mhm.
Could this AI be the eighth, which is of the seventh, which is of Rome?
Mm. That makes sense. Because it's crazy when you brought that up. I was connecting the eighth, but I can see where you're going with this. I was connecting the eighth to the Catholic Church, the reinstatement or the re-empowerment of the Catholic Church. But I can see,
But it is of the seventh.
yes, sir.
So
But
it's still in the same root. I'm just throwing it out there.
yeah, but I can see that. That's what I'm saying. Listen, family. He has not talked to any of us about this. We we got to chop. We got to chop on that because I can see them mixing both. When you talk about from a spiritual, from the flesh to the spirit, their spiritual motivation behind it is probably loaded in Catholicism, which is why there would be a connection to the eighth for both of them.
The 10 toes are 10 nations. We'd have to do the whole history to find out which. What I found out is the Godfrey guy, the first video we saw, his
Mhm.
origins are from he's British, from Britain.
Because I know one of the dudes that was working with him was a small cat.
Mm-hmm. And Elon Musk is also British.
Mm.
And we know America comes from where?
Them.
Britain.
Them. Them across the pond.
And Britain has its footholds in Rome.
Their allegiance is to Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what John is saying. The one is Rome. This beast that's coming is of Rome.
Yes, sir. That great whore.
That's not the whore, though.
I would call it that. I'm just saying.
Y'all know who the great whore is?
Look in the mirror.
Do y'all know who the great whore is? The great whore is apostate Israel.
Mhm.
Wow.
Look in the mirror. We ain't gotta
Yes,
look
sir.
no-
We're going to talk about it, Israel. We're going to talk about it.
We ain't got to look nowhere else.
The whore with all these blasphemies
Mm.
that's sitting on this beast
Mm-hmm.
is the apostate Israel.
Mm-hmm. Everything been built off of our disobedience.
Everything. The world was formed off of it
Come on.
that you see now.
Ah,
Yeah, we
all praises, man.
ain't talk. We
Oh,
ain't even.
first.
Man, we had not talked about this family. But yeah,
This is deep.
yeah, the brother
is
pushed
deep.
it, so we go have to get into it. We got to get into it.
I hope y'all found
Yeah.
this interesting.
Mhm.
This is out there. They're literally creating machines to replace us. Now,
Mhm.
how does that affect the righteous?
Mhm.
We don't fear nothing because we already been told he's going to protect us and he's going to provide for us and he's going to shield and protect us. This is why we have, number one, I don't want to get into my lesson tomorrow, but we have to have strong community.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to have things in common.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Come on, man. You all of them.
Because the rich are putting these things in order
Mm-hmm.
to continue to strip us for them to be rich. So at the end of the day, this is nothing but greed.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, this AI is greed.
Lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh, and the pride of life.
For the love of money is the
Yeah.
root to all evil. They're creating. Now look at the progression. Since the beginning of time, they've been moving us to
Mm-hmm.
agreeing to be God.
That's it. From the beginning.
Sir.
That's the beast.
From the beginning.
Mm.
This has nothing to do with supernatural spirits.
Mm-hmm.
This is man's attempt through sin to be like the Most High.
Yes, sir.
What he say?
And
I'll
they're
send
creating
up.
these things to go against him. Why do you think they created Star Wars? Why do you think all these space movies? Because they're creating these things to fight him that's coming.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're creating their military war of robot machines to go against our Messiah. I hope you guys found this to be interesting. It's here. We heard the brother say, we have no control over it. At the proverbial saying, the cat is out the bag, and only one that can exterminate it is the Father through his anointed one. And he's going to kill it, and he's going to put a stop to it, and he's going to destroy it. That's why I believe he says he has to shorten the days. Because if these things take over as they think they're going to take over, we're going to have faith in our Heavenly Father.
Yes, sir.
So this is not for Israel to be fearful at all. Because the scripture again, remember, greater is he that is in you that is in the world. I don't care how many machines they make. They are not greater than the one that is in you.
Mhm.
And remember what our Messiah told us in Luke. He says, I've given you authority over all the power of the enemy. And who is your enemy? Every nation that goes against the Most High. So how can we attribute the AI as being the eighth when they are not a country? It's a kingdom. Remember, the people that's creating it,
Mhm.
it's the people that's creating it
Mhm.
is of the seventh. It's the people. It's the scientists. It's the authority. It's the policies. It's the people that's giving them the money to continue with this scientific inventions. That's why I came out and read Romans 1, verse 30. God hate their evil inventions. So the eighth is the people that created this beast called, I'm calling, artificial intelligence. So I hope that answers your question. So how can we attribute AI as being the eighth when they are not a country themselves or a government entity as of yet, but are saying it may very well? No, again, the AI, it has a creator, and those creators are humans that are assigned by the government. They receive billions of dollars to create. So that's what I mean when I say, and the eighth, again, I'm just throwing it out there. Could it be this artificial intelligence that, according to them, will have a mind of its own? Because the Bible does say that they gave power to this beast.
To the beast, yes, sir.
What is this power? We heard them say that it could possibly have its own mind. I'm just throwing it out there. It's something to think about.
To the point, you got to go to your question, sis. Also, you got to, and I think our brother's gonna get into it more. I don't even want to talk too much more, but you got to go back
No,
to
just
the
throw it out
beginning.
there. I'm talking as it came to me.
Yes, sir.
So
you got to go
that's
back.
why I call it a theory, and I'm throwing it out there to see what the people think about it.
You got to go back to the beginning. We literally started touching this sometime this past week, bro. Suit. We talked about the beginning, that mindset of being
Yes, sir.
like the Most High, being like the Most High. So this beast thing was not something that is to come. It always been. And it evolved over time, which is why you talk about the several captivities. Every nation that we was under, the Pharaoh, they were looked at as a god. Yeah, somebody put the top. Yeah, exactly, sis. Nimrod tried that, looking at himself, was trying to set himself up as a god or like a god. You had Nebuchadnezzar, who got arrogant, thought himself to be a god. Artaxerxes, you even see that in the movie 300. He called himself the God King. So all of these nations, what's the dude name? Julius Caesar, Emperor God. It's a beast, what the word would call a beast-like mentality. We use creative language to escape further persecution and to being ripped up and tore up. So a lot of times those that would oppress us didn't know we was talking about them, didn't understand it. But as the Spirit is revealing it, what you're seeing is something that started back to Adam, which is why it's important when the king said that according to, I like the ESV version, he said he didn't even think equality with God was something to be obtained. Why is that important? Because from the time of Adam to today, man has been doing what? Trying to gain equality with God. I'll stop right there. I'm looking forward to what you're saying tomorrow. I don't know where we're going, but if you're ready, we're going to go with this.
All praises. That's why John said right here in Revelation 17, the mind that has wisdom. to your point, he was talking in code because he's talking about the beast,
Yeah.
which is the Roman government that had him banished to an island.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to write to the 7 churches in code, just like our ancestors did when wade in the water.
Yes, sir.
They spoke in code, talking to one another, so that the master didn't understand what they were saying.
Mhm.
John is doing the same thing here when he's writing in Revelation. He's writing in such a way to those that has an understanding to know what he's talking about,
Mhm.
they'll get what he's saying. So that's why Solomon wrote what he wrote. He says there is nothing new under the sun,
Mhm.
because this what we're seeing today, it was in the mind of Nimrod. He didn't just he didn't have the technology.
Mhm.
It's always been a thought. It's always been in the heart of man. That's why the Most High told the prophets to write, hey, tell them the heart is desperately wicked,
Yes, sir.
and who can know it? We're beginning to see just how wicked the heart is, and it has nothing to do with an entity called the devil. Man is the devil.
Suka, you hearing this, right?
Yeah, blow the
heart-
house down.
Hey,
The heart of man is wicked.
hey, what Warren G and Nate Dogg say, Sue? Regulators.
On up.
Time to roll.
I'm just saying.
More than threw down the gauntlet. Let's go.
The heart. He said the heart. He didn't say Satan. He said the heart is desperately wicked.
Con. And we got to get out of that Christianity programming, because that's what has us stuck. Not seeing the scriptures for what they are. We don't go into the language. We take
don't.
this bastardized English language, this debauchery, this spell casting language, which we don't go into the Hebrew. Most of our people don't even study it. They won't look at the pictograph.
Mm-mm.
It's deeper.
It's deep,
When
man.
Paul was talking about that meat, this is meat.
It's real talk. It's real
Listen,
talk.
if you think anything that we say, even from today, is just talk before you stone us. Just talk to us. That's all we ask. Just give us a chance. That's all I say.
All praises. Well, we'll table it right there. Again, I hope if we didn't have an idea, hopefully we have somewhat of an idea. They're creating these machines to ultimately take your position, to take my position in every facet of life. Heck, they trying to make a male human for my wife.
Come on. And this has nothing to do with Christ. Christ is still king. He's still, none of that is coming. Christ is still in charge.
He said, "No man know the day nor the hour." I'm talking about what they're trying to do.
Yes.
And how we are to respond.
Yes.
I don't care what they do. He has the propensity, he has the ability to protect you in torrential floods. He did it for Noah. He didn't take Noah out the way. He protected him right in the devastation.
Yes, he did.
The word says we can see 1,000 and 10,000 fall right beside us, and it won't come near you. That's a promise from the Father. So I don't care what man is trying to do. Those that belong to the Most High, he says, I'm going to protect.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to hold them from that day of temptation,
Yes, sir.
from that day of testing. I'm going to hold them from that.
Hallelujah.
So I believe the Father. I believe his anointed one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and get the precepts from Scripture. What do you mean? Well, he gave our ancestor, our relative Joseph, a dream.
Yes, he did.
Hard times is coming, but in the good times, store up.
Store up.
So while we have time,
Before the famine.
here's some of the things that we need. Get our flashlights, get our candles, get our batteries, and store those up. Get your canned goods. You see what they're doing with the man? I'm telling you, was just cutting out. Anyway, I'm gonna leave that alone.
No, don't say that. Speak
No,
that.
yeah,
Speak that.
I was gonna say something about the food stamps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What they're creating, the
Famine.
panic they're creating. But anyway, I won't touch that.
The most
But
you
get-
agree with famine.
Begin to think like our ancestor Joseph thought. Begin to think of possible hard times.
Mhm.
What I mean by hard times, when they restrict us like they did, but on another level.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not trying to put any fear into no one. I'm just saying, Solomon said, what has been is, it finds its way to recircle around again. I'm just saying, let us begin to think about having community.
Yes.
Should they shut stuff down, we can barter and we can exchange with one another. This is not the time to be out. Okay, that's tomorrow's lesson. All right. I hope something was said today. If you didn't know what artificial intelligence was, hopefully you got a good idea. Go and do your own research. They're creating these things again to take our jobs. Tears streaming down my face, thanking the Most High for those who bring this word, i.e., where I worship you all, my spiritual family. All praises.
All
And we
praises.
will. All praises.
All praises.
Let us hold tight. Listen to the words that come out of my mouth. Hold tight to the words of YHWH.
To the what?
The words
Mm.
of YHWH.
Yes, sir.
Mm.
Let me tell you this about, I'm trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you this.
Lord in Christ.
Listen to me, Israel.
Listen to him.
Words.
Words.
You put the value on
Mm.
the word that you hear.
Mm.
And the value that you put on those words, it transforms the chemistry of your brain. What do I mean? If the doctor tell you got cancer, you put value on that cancer and it changes your whole disposition.
Yes, sir.
If you were told you got $1 million, now you put value on that word and now it perks the chemistry of your body changes. Now you're ready to go shopping. You're ready. You're full of excitement.
Yeah, energy.
You have energy.
Mhm.
What am I saying? When you begin to put value on the word of the Most High, it changes your brain chemistry.
Yes, sir.
So when you understand who's speaking,
Mm.
he's the creator of all things.
Mhm.
When I put the proper value or the proper weight in what I'm reading, it's going to change. That's why he says, think on me.
Mm.
Put the right value on my word. It's going to change your brain's chemistry.
Yes,
It's
sir.
going to affect the neurons in your brain. Because
Man.
words
Yes, sir.
heal and words give life. I'm going to say this and I will be quiet. You can beat somebody up and they'll heal.
Yes, sir.
But you say that right word
Mhm.
and they put that value on that word, they'll die old and will never forget what you said.
That word stick for the rest of your life sometimes.
Words.
That's why the
Words.
Most High said,
If my word abide in you,
Yeah.
everything, the words that I speak are spirit and they are life.
Words.
Words. He that get understanding. Your understanding come by words. How should they preach? Those preaching
Mhm.
is words. How shall a man cleanse his ways? By the word. We can't escape the words. You've been fired. I put weight on that. Now it affects my whole day.
Mm.
You've been hired. I put weight on that. It changes my whole day. What I value, the value I put on the words, it changes my body chemistry.
Mm.
With that being said, family, again,
Darn you.
we love you. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. With that, enjoy the rest of your evening. And if you can join us tomorrow for our Shabbat class, we'll definitely appreciate that at 12 noon. The title is The Blind Leading the Blind. They both fall in the ditch.
Mhm.
That being
Mm.
said, anything else, my brothers, before we go?
I bet what you teaching tomorrow got something to do with words.
Words.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Words.
Not necessarily
words.
the word, but words. Anyway,
Words.
let me stop, man. You done started it now. You got me stirred,
Words.
man.
Words.
Time-
Words. With that
time
being
to
said,
start-
if nothing
Pull out
else,
Excalibur.
We good.
nothing
Mhm.
else, we appreciate you all. Again, we love you dearly. Be encouraged. We are living in some crazy and
Yes.
awesome times.
Very
Mm.
much so.
With that being said, Shalom.
Shalom, family.
Shalom.